Christians need to wake up to the mission of the church.
Hey guys, it's FaithDuo.
Back with another video.
Welcome back, Faith family. And if you're new to our channel, we're just a Christian couple striving to please God and encourage others by sharing our life.
So today we're on our final chapters of the book.
We did it. Oh yeah. No eating until that's Nemo. Sorry. No, that one.
All right, so we're finishing up the book, Christians Wake Up, and it's been a great series, and hopefully it's gotten you to realize that we all need to wake up and do our mission, do our part. But we'll go through the last two chapters today.
All right, so we're in chapter 12, and the title of this is No Excuses and No Blaming. So, do you make a lot of excuses? Do you blame people? Are you a victim?
That's one of the things that I really do hate or dislike is when people, try to blame other people or blame other things when the thing is on you.
That's right. You're happiest when you just take responsibility for everything that's going on in your life. That way you can be in control. Speaking of responsibility, that's the first thing the author of this book hits on is responsibility as a Christian. And he says the definition of responsibility is to respond with one's ability.
So that it makes sense when you think about it, to respond with your ability. So whatever you're supposed to do, respond and do it to the best of your ability or with your ability that you can do.
Right. This is nothing new. God has always given everyone responsibility, starting with Adam and Eve, going to Abraham and Sarah, going to Noah, that everyone has had a responsibility. And now our responsibility is to spread the word, of course, and be faithful to him.
Luke 12:48 says, "For everyone to whom much is given, from him much will be required."
And as a Christian, we're required to do many things, some of which are to pray, teach, spread the gospel, worship him,
loving others, staying faithful, and staying in the light.
While there are many things required of Christians, most of the time we just accept God's gift of heaven and his love, but we don't want to do the work. Basically, you're picking up the paycheck and you're not even going to work.
So we need to accept our responsibilities no matter the situation, whether it's from you causing it or you're not causing it. You need to accept what you're going through, and you're only going to grow through that if you accept what you're supposed to be doing.
As a Christian, or as anyone in the world, if you're responsible for something, if you're given a gift, you have accountability. Responsibility equals accountability. And as a Christian, our accountability comes on Judgment Day. But really, everyone's going to have the Judgment Day, whether they accept it or not.
John 12:47 and 48 says, "And if anyone hears my words and does not believe, I do not judge him, for I did not come to judge the world, but to save the world. He who rejects me and does not receive my words has that which judges him. The word that I have spoken will judge him in the last day."
In the conclusion of this chapter, he says, we're given one chance, but God gives us time to mature as a Christian in our responsibilities.
And that one chance is our life. So make the most out of your life. Your responsibilities that you have in this life, make sure you're owning up to them, being accountable for them, because we will have that last judgment day when we're going to be held accountable. All right, so we've made it to the last chapter, chapter 13. It's time to pursue our mission. And so when we're in church singing, we sing songs about leading us to some soul today, sending the light, where he leads, I will follow. And we sing these songs, and they are evangelism songs that we need to actually take into our hearts and apply to our lives. And when we sing them, we just don't need to forget and don't take any action.
Right. You need to be doing what you're basically proclaiming to others that you're singing with and proclaiming to God.
So we need to teach and admonish each other, like it says in Ephesians chapter 5, And there's evidence that we're not following through. We're not doing this. So this is a wake up moment. Wake up. And Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So God places a priority on obedience. We go to church, we sing songs, we do all these things, all these rituals, and we don't have obedience. And obedience is going and doing what he says.
1 Samuel 15:22 says that it is better to obey than sacrifice or worship in our time.
Right. The Jews were commanded to sacrifice. We are commanded to worship. And that's our worship to God. He wants us to obey him rather than worshiping him. So if we can obey him, that's the priority that he wants us to do. So this next section talks about the direction of the mission. And we are today where we are because of what we did yesterday. And we're going to be tomorrow for what we're doing today. So it's important that we know the direction that we're going and know what we're doing today so that we can be better for tomorrow. And we all need to know our mission. That is the whole concept of God's word, is knowing the mission of evangelism.
And I've been thinking about this week. I don't know why I keep thinking about it, but I see a lot of people post I think God is calling me to do this, God is calling me to do that. But the main thing that God is calling us all to do is to spread his word. It might be in different ways, in different forms. You might be able to help somebody in need and then they come into contact with the word. But the main mission is everyone's called to do, every single body, is to spread the word.
So many congregations are dying out because no new members are being added to the church. We need to wake up as Christians and realize our mission to evangelize. So there are many reasons why we're not obeying the Great Commission, and he gives a list of 9 or 10 different things in the book, but we'll go over 2 of them. One is we lack motivation. If we truly believed God, who he was, who he is, who he says he is, and that he's going to do what he says he's going to do, then we would have the motivation to share the good news. And then others don't share the Great Commission because, fear. I think that's one of the main driving factors for a lot of people, is they're afraid.
I think we're all afraid, but we have to realize they're rejecting God instead of us, because no one likes to be rejected.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to look at it. It's not you that's being rejected. It's they are rejecting God if they do not accept it. But we also need to go to them in a loving, manner as well.
Going back to being motivated, in the beginning of this book, he said, if someone's house was on fire, would you not tell them? And the same is in reference to the Bible and Christianity. People's souls is crazy, and I know it's scary to think about, but people's souls will be on fire, and you have to tell other people. You have to take it that seriously.
So I think we all have some work to do because Christ's church is dwindling on this earth, but we know in the end it's going to have that victory. So make sure that we're trying to share it with other people, his word, because we're saving their souls for God.
Wake up. God needs you and you need God, and other people need you to tell them about God. So wake up. One way I can tell you to spread God's word is just the click of a button, sharing our videos whenever you see them come past you. That is one of the easiest ways you can share God's word. And that's why we're doing this, so it can go out just as easy as a quick as a button.
So thank you for joining us on our journey here, going through this book series, Christians Wake Up. Definitely get the book if you haven't, or watch our series of videos so that you can get a synopsis of what it's all about. We appreciate you. We love you. Be the light.